Y'all, what up? It is
What's up?
6:15
What's
p.m.
up?
It is the night that we've been waiting for a minute. Game 2 against the Arlington football team, our hated rivals,
Mm-hmm.
the Dallas Cowboys. So we normally do an intro, different stuff, but there's something that I want to play for every Dallas person that could be watching, every Dallas person that could be listening. I'm not gonna play it late though. Yet though, I'm gonna hold it for a minute. But we're gonna start off. Wyatt, what's up? Tyler, what's up?
What's up?
Doing
How you
great, man.
guys doing? Ready to talk some Eagles football with you guys today, like usual. Um, let's just get it, guys. Let's get after it and uh, let's go. Let's go, birds.
Yep, ready to sweep Dallas here. Stay atop of the NFC. Who knows what's going to happen with this 49ers game? Looks like they're winning as of right now, but we just kind of holding on to that number 1 seed.
All we
Yeah,
have
yeah.
to do is win our game and we clinch. So,
Clinch the
All we gotta do
playoffs.
is
yep,
just win. We don't have to worry about what nobody else do. We just need to win games. We in the driver's seat.
Yep.
yep,
What I want
yep.
everybody to understand, Eagles fan, you watching, saying you check in later, whatever. We are in the driver's seat. We not worried about what nobody else do right now. We worried about what we do. We handle our business. We don't need nobody's help. You know what I'm saying? If we worried about losing games that we shouldn't lose, then we may need some help. Tonight's going to be a difficult game, y'all. So I'm gonna do it a little different this week. So Tyler, you I guess will go with you first, then Wyatt will go with you. It's really simple. What's one thing that you're concerned about, either on offense or defense with the Philadelphia Eagles that could lead to a victory for the Arlington football team?
Um, that can lead to the victory of the Arlington football team would have to be that offense. The offense, very prolific at times. Dak Prescott, he isn't as bad as people say at times, but really, it's up to if the Eagles don't get to their linebacking core. The linebacking core is really good at getting to the quarterback. If they don't, if that line work isn't good for that for the Eagles, if that offensive line does not hold up, the linebackers are going to get to Jalen all day, and that's something that you don't want because he under pressure. It's like I don't know what happens to the guy. Like, yeah, he runs, but like I don't know. I don't know. There's like a lot. There's like a multitude of answers that you could go with, offense or the defense here. Because both sides of that football, they're pretty good for Dallas. I'm not gonna. This is like my biases aside here. Both sides of that football, they're pretty good. So I have to be on the lookout for both sides.
We're gonna
If I'm
welcome
the
in.
Philadelphia Eagles,
True, true. We're gonna welcome in my boy King DV. DV, what's up, man?
Man. um it's bittersweet this week, man, because I was at the game, unfortunately. That loss, that crazy loss, I was at that game. But I'm here for my team. I'm here for the sweep. I'm trying to bring the brooms out my next video. So look, I'm all for it. So what questions do you have?
So, what we're just swinging around talking about is what's one concern that you have from the Philadelphia Eagles side, something that the Arlington football team, because we're not even gonna go by the name tonight. We ain't being nice tonight. The Arlington football team can do to sneak a win out of this game that they don't deserve.
Tackling. That's it. Tackling. Think about it. The last game, because I was there, 214 yards after catch, because we couldn't tackle. So you mean to tell me that the 49ers could have had 99 yards passing if we were tackling? Tackling is my issue. If we tackle, Pollard can't look like Pollard. CeeDee Lamb is not getting yards after catch. Tackling is the main issue. Seth Joyner talked about it. That's the main issue.
All right, well, what you got, man?
Yeah, I mean, going along right with what King DV is saying is just right in the middle of our secondary. That's really what we're worried about the most, especially coming off that 49ers game. Man, what's the LB situation going to look like here? I know we getting Cunningham back. I mean, we got Shaq Leonard. Who knows how long he's going to be in the game? What kind of snaps he's going to be getting? Because we could just see Morrow right back in there as well. We saw how beat Morrow got with the 49ers. You know, it was real bad. So the big thing I'm worried about is just that middle of the field. I mean, they have a tight end that can shred us across the middle of the field, and they also have CD who can do it as well. And I mean, going along with it, you got to tackle. You have to tackle. I mean, we can talk about the 3 games in 13 days that has something to do with it as well. So, I mean, guys are tired, but I mean, coming off a beating like last week, you have to get up. You have to come out and win this game. You have to be aggressive.
Yeah, I don't know if it's bad angles. I don't know what's going on with that linebacking core, but yeah, the tackling has to be like way better than what it was last game. Way better.
The linebacker court was put into bad position by the
Yeah.
coaching. Like, yes,
Yeah.
we can sit up there and look at it like live or on TV and say, "Oh, Nicholas Morrow got cooked," right? But he got put into some bad situations. It wasn't no adjustments made. Sean Desai did not really do a good job. We thought that, second half, hey, he's a second half adjuster. We got this, but he didn't have it, and it just kept piling on to the point where I'm walking to my car by halfway through the fourth quarter, because I'm like, and I paid some good money for that seat. It's just one of those things where as though that you don't have linebackers that can cover good at all. And they utilize that matchup, 49ers, give them all the credit, but at the same time, we could have did a better job, adjusting, putting Morrow into certain situations where he's not getting exposed. They was picking on him all night. He had over 130 yards on him alone. So that's one of those things that we got to look at, man. It's not just Nicholas Morrow. I know they looking to start Shaq and Zach Cunningham, but we got to look at what Sean Desai didn't do, and hopefully he does it this game.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that goes with, I think it was Nick in the press conference talking about how they're expecting to do something different here this week. They're expecting to kind of change it up as far as the defensive scheme. So who knows what that's going to look like tonight if they do change anything.
Well, I'm gonna go with my answer to the question here, and Keith said it best. Run the dang
control
ball.
That time of possession,
and again, run the dang ball. Run the dang ball.
But listen, I'm gonna play devil's advocate a little bit because I agree with everything that Key said. Shout out to Key in the building. And I agree with everybody on the panel. Run the ball, but at the same time, how do y'all feel Nick Sirianni's basically saying that the shovel pass, the quick pass, things like that, that's running the ball as well? How do you feel about that?
I don't feel like that's like his definition of running the ball. I don't like that definition by Nick. I don't like it at all, because I mean it still becomes somewhat one-dimensional. I mean, it's not just the screen passes, but the play calling in general. It's like as fans, we are kind of calling out the plays before it even happens at certain times. And if we can do that, I know defenses can do that as well, especially watching the tape. So it's like it just seems like we're becoming a little too predictable as an offense.
Yeah. What about you?
Yeah, that's not running the ball, man. That's not running the ball. Running the ball is turning around and handing the ball off to a back, right? The only thing I'll accept outside of that is if you're doing like a sweep, like, you know what I'm saying, or a toss. That's the only things I accept. These RPRs and all that crap that Nick Sirianni is talking about, man, go sit down. It's time to play smash mouth football. It's December. You know what I'm saying? I don't have time for him to keep playing.
We are the only team in the league under 20% hiking the ball under center.
Yeah.
That's bad. It's to the point where we can't hand off the ball. We can't do it. It's all RPO running because they're putting the hands all on Jalen Hurts. And I heard a little bit, I heard a little bit while I was, in backstage. Jalen Hurts overthinking comes from trying to please a lot of people. He's trying to please his guys on the field and off the field, Nick Sirianni and BJ, Brian Johnson. Is overthinking. It was plenty of times that he had guys open and he escaped the pocket, and it wasn't nobody near him. He just escaped the pocket, try to extend the play. You can't keep playing hero ball. You have to live to see another down or make the right play. Trust your instincts. And he's not doing that because he's trying to keep everybody happy. And that's the downfall. That's what I was saying after his first year fully starting. That's his issue, that he's trying to play that hero ball and he's putting himself in jeopardy running. And then also that, jeopardy of, giving the opposing team multiple chances to crack us in the head, basically. I need him to play clean football tonight.
So a couple of comments here. So Eagles Uncut, what's up, Eagles? He says coaching. Benny Boom says tackle 1-on-1. I want to see some aggressive tackling game. Tackle fly to the ball. I can definitely agree with that as well. We got Philly. The Go Eagles. What up, Philly? What up, Benny Boom as well. He says he don't trust BJ. The Eagles Collective says what's good, fellas. So I would say this on a Jalen Hurts situation. There's times where I'm fine with him running, but my issue is the designed run plays. I want him to just use his legs in situations where there's a play, but it's broken down. I have also said all year, we need to get back to I form. We need to get back to big. We need other formations that we're using besides just, what we're doing. It's ridiculous. And it shows like just a consistency. Shotgun. Everybody knows what to play. You start doing I form, they don't know what you're doing. Right, you start using, even in situations where you may not be in the goal line, you start giving jumbo packages, goal line packages. You have so many other ways that you can go, and you can still do the same plays and give a different look. We're doing the same plays, giving the same look, and we're wondering why it doesn't work. You know what I'm saying? That's a big problem for me. And I've been saying all year as well, Jalen, you got the money, bro. I don't need to see no more you just doing what they tell you to do. I don't need to see no more of you trying to make AJ happy or Devontae happy, whoever happy. If they mad, y'all can go fight it out behind the gym after the game. What you need to do is hit the open guys. If AJ's open, you can get the ball, you get the ball. If he's not open, you look somewhere else. If he's not the first read and the first read's there, you go with the first read. Don't worry. If you play your game like you did last year, everybody's stats will come. I feel like this year is a little bit more of kind of like what DB said as well, trying to please everybody. I want to make sure Devontae gets his. I want to make sure AJ gets his. I want to make sure this guy gets that guy gets that. Don't worry about all that. Make the plays, bro. Make the plays. If they call running plays for you, it doesn't mean you have to go out there and get beat up more than you already are. Audible. I've been saying all along, you're an intelligent dude. You understand football. You was raised as a coach's son. Audible. They're not going to take you out the game because you audible. But some of our plays of the year have been him audible and out of garbage plays.
Right, but at the same time, cool. It's not just the coaches that's going to get some audible and changing the plays. It's more so a Jason Kelsey, questioning like, "Hey, this is not a good call." So now, as a quarterback, especially because he's young, we want him. Well, he is that guy, but we want him to be sure of the play call. Jason Kelsey's like, no, don't change the play up. And he's like, yo, we going with this play, But it's so crazy because when it works, that was a good play call change from Jalen Hurts. But when it doesn't work, now it's like, they should have stuck with the first read. So that's where he's at with it. He's stuck. And I'm not making excuses for Jalen Hurts because I feel like that he's more underwhelming to my standard where he should be at, especially because we paid him. But at the same time, I feel like that he's stuck between playing favoritism and also being a leader of the team.
I agree. My thing is this. If they have a play, Hurts audibles, right? If I were him, I would be thinking of run plays for audibles because we don't do those. So you can catch on a run play real easy, right? Because people expect us to throw all the time because that's what we do. So if I'm him, I got 3 or 4 plays I'm audible into. 3 of those plays, are run plays and one's a pass. You know what I'm saying? So I'm all of them to a run. If Jason Kelsey doesn't want to audible to the run, I just run to say, look, big fella, we gotta do this, man. We gotta do something different, right? Because what they're doing is not being successful the whole first half. So my thing is doing the same thing that doesn't work and expecting it to work. We all know what people say that is. Let's not do that, right? The play calling is not what it should be. Mm-hmm. So I think you have to at times, and I'm not saying all the time. So make sure everybody understands. I'm not saying every single play, no. But at times when you see it, when you're out there, you look and you're like, okay, if I audible to that iPhone big run, or it wouldn't be iPhone, if I audible to that halfback slam over the left side, we can kill it on this play. Do it. I remember one time, way games ago, we saw two backs in the backfield at the same time. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Then it just disappeared. Then half the time we got no backs in the backfield. Like the play calling is a big issue for me, but also execution. Like we understand when he does the RPO this year, a lot of times they're attacking him because they don't want him to run. But he should know that as well. So whenever you're doing the RPO, get the ball to the back most of the times, but still fake like you're pulling it out. So get a ball to the back, but then pull your arms. They're going to follow you a little bit before they make that move. That little hesitation.
Yeah, we're not seeing any of that.
Yeah, a little hesitation for a second or two. That gives Swift an opportunity to get going. Mm-hmm. And Swift is a top 5 back, and he didn't even have the carries.
No.
Yeah. And we almost dead last in the league with motions, too. We're not doing any pre-snap motions or anything.
Yeah, motions help because then you kind of can see where the defense are. And like I said, it's a twofold thing for me. I'm not going to put it all on Jalen, but I do agree with King DV. There's things he needs to do. But also I agree with what's been said in the chat and what we've been talking about all along. It's coaching as well. It's play calling.
It is.
It's a combination of things. And sometimes we just kind of get where everything works good. So we say, oh, but we're 10-2. Oh, but we're 10-1. Right. That was the argument all along. Then, like I've been saying, we coming up against teams that we're going to face in playoffs because in the playoffs, teams are trying to hit you in the mouth. They don't care about what your regular season record is. They don't care about that you come back in the second half. They're trying to go out there and have one more point to you at the end of the game. If it's 7, cool. If it's 15, cool. They just want to have more points when the game's over. So at that point, what you did in the regular season doesn't matter. So we had what I would consider like a playoff matchup last week. The 49ers came in there like this was their Super Bowl. Don't get it wrong. Don't get it twisted. And they played like it. And we played like it was just a regular season game to us, and we didn't take it seriously when these dudes showed up in all black to play. We went out there like, oh, we're just going to come back in the second half. You ain't worried about what happened in the first half. Well, guess what? You saw that it doesn't always work. So how about we get it going a little earlier? I'm not saying we got to score on every play, but we got to be aggressive. We keep getting in the red zone and keep kicking field goals. That's not going to work against good teams either.
It's crazy that last comment by Key. It's a stressful 10-2. It is. Mm-hmm. And I'm tired of saying that's Eagles football. We stress. We're doing alcohol beverages. We're doing whatever, side things.
Blood pressure high.
Right. Mm-hmm. And
sugar bad.
I'm just tired of it. I'm tired of it, man. Look.
Coming down to the last 2 plays of the game.
We got one of the, if not the best talent roster from all 53 men in the league. It's no reason why I should be stressful, but it is.
Usage.
It is.
Usage is how they be used.
Yeah, and then you got the bad play calling. You got guys that don't want to tackle, bad execution, I should say. Mm-hmm. It's just a lot of things that's wrong, and we peeped it even through the winning streak. We've been peeped it. It's not just happening because we lost to the 49ers. Mm-mm. It's been a thing, and it's not fixed. This is why a lot of people do not think that we're going to go into Arlington and beat this team. This is why people think that, because we didn't score over 40, that we're not that team. I heard it all. But at the same time, we keep saying, we find ways to win. We find ways to win. We got to put games away, man, because the wear and tear on our captains and playmakers, it's going to hit us in the playoffs. We got to find ways to, put this game away. Let's see Mariota start the fourth quarter. We got to have games like that, especially down the stretch. After this game, we play Seattle, Giants, Cardinals, Giants. We got to have games like that, because if we don't, then now you got Jalen Hurts in the position. Yes, We did make it to the Super Bowl with Jalen Hurts coming back and securing that number 1 seed last year. But he had a bruised knee. You can't really put too much on him. You know, Devontae Smith, he's banged up. AJ Brown's thigh's banged up. Dallas Goedert's just now coming back. Who knows how long this offensive line of 2 to 3 older guys is going to hold up. We got to make sure our guys is getting a proper rest, especially going into the postseason. Now, this is our statement game. This is going to define who we are.
Yeah.
The bounce back from a major loss, man. I didn't expect us to lose like that. If we was going to lose, I wanted them to beat us at our best. Not that, whatever displayed on that day. But I really want us to go into Arlington and punch them in the mouth. I heard what AJ Brown said. I heard what everybody else was saying. The Bradley Robies, Shaq Leonard's. I want them to come out and prove that on the field for the city. This is one of those games that we're going to learn who this team is. This is a double whammy. The division, and now we got to get, especially for that number 1 seed. If we win.
Yeah. Now I'm gonna run through these comments over here, and then after I do that, I got a question that I'm gonna ask y'all. All right. So Keith says that's not running back when we were talking about the RPO crap. All right. So then Eagles Collective said this is Boston Scott game low key.
If they decide to use them.
If they decide to use them, yeah. The Eagles Collective also says Jalen's going to get us the win. Okay. Hey, I hope so, but you don't know until it happens. He says facts change it. Play fun, don't like it. Right. All right. And then Benny says, is Rashad Penny on the active roster? Is he dressed to play tonight? Probably not. I
haven't seen anything yet.
But probably not.
Probably not, yeah.
All right. Eagles Collective said this is the best time to build down on the D-line with the run game. Gainwell, Scott, Swift, and Penny if he's available. Yeah, that sounds great, Eagles Collective. I wish you were the OC, but guess what? All right, then EC1 Football says, yo, what's up, EC1 Football? JD Supreme Gaming with the swole. I feel it. Key says, I don't like the design QB runs.
I don't either.
Nobody
knows.
We'll stop there. So, sorry, y'all got a little congestion up in here. So, the question that I wanted to ask everyone. Did you hear what Darius Slay's comments were?
Joyner.
I've got a lot to say. I got a lot to say to that guy about that. Oh my God, man!
And what are y'all thoughts? I'm gonna let y'all rock with that. What do y'all
go first, Tyler?
Darius. You're kidding me, man, right? You're kidding, right? You're kidding, right? Yes, I get it. The guys took bad angles. Yes, I get it. But again, there's no excuse for what that game was last Sunday. And here you are saying all this stuff and clapping back at fans, criticizing you guys over bad football and defense. You should be saying, you're right, we should be better, not clapping back at fans. You should not do that. You need to take account. You need to take some god dang. I'm trying not to curse right now. Take some accountability. Take some accountability for that play. Because that play last week against the 49ers was atrocious from you guys. Take accountability. That's it.
Whoever want to go next?
I got it.
Go ahead, King TV.
I got it. So when the Kelly Green jerseys came out, I bought. It was in a mix of, because I'm not really a jersey guy, but it was a mix of Darius Slay and Devontae Smith. I was going to buy. I leaned towards Darius Slay. So I felt like that, him coming back, he had a jolt. And, this is really not a good look for Darius Slay. Seth Joyner actually called him out on it. And I agree wholeheartedly with Seth Joyner. I thought that he was going to be one of the coaches this year. His argument is that he led the team in tackling with 5. Let that sink in. Look, every other team has tacklers in double digits. You led the team in tackle with 5. Number one. Number two, y'all allowed the yards after catch. Even when it got past the linebackers, y'all didn't tackle at all. You didn't take accountability. You sat up there and basically said, "Oh, I'm not trying to get hurt because when I retire, I want to be able to be with my family." Look, you play a game called football for a reason. For a reason. Regardless, yes, nobody wants to get hurt. But it's an inevitable sport where it's though that, any bad angle, any bad tackle, anything can happen. You play that type of ball game, and for you to come out and say that it's a bad look for you. Now I'm looking at you tonight like, yo, what are you going to do to rebound off of what you said? Because it's no way that you can go onto your podcast, which I feel like, players should not have podcasts while they playing, regardless if they're on my team or not.
Mm-hmm.
But with that being said, I feel like that, especially him being out, 2 practices before he practiced the 3rd practice.
Right.
He needs to check himself and really reevaluate what he said on that podcast. Because truth be told, the secondary did not look good. Byard, him, Reed, and James Bradbury did not look good at all. Y'all let Deebo Samuel come in there and punch y'all in the face after he told y'all what he was going to do at our home. At the link. There's no way in hell that's possible. And there's no way in hell that should have happened, but it did. That's on the secondary. They took it straight in the backfield without any question. What are y'all going to do? James Bradbury was the main target because he's the one that talked about him in the offseason. The whole Super Bowl, they was talking about, hey, if we had a quarterback and all that. Y'all made them right. They did. I'm not going to put this all on Morrow. The secondary made him right. And that's the sad part. So we're going to see what he does tonight, but I'm not on Darius Slay's side with this. I don't care how good his wife's banana pudding is. I don't care. I really don't. At the end of the day, Darius Slay was wrong for that. We need to be more physical, and we need to go back to playing Eagles football because that's not Eagles football. The one reason why, and I'm ending with this, the one reason why I start liking the Philadelphia Eagles is because I don't know if y'all can see the football, but it's because of my favorite Eagle of all time, Brian Dawkins. He brought it every single night. That's not Eagles football.
Yeah.
That's why I'm a fan too. That's why I'm a fan because I grew up in that era with B-Dawk. So I agree with that wholeheartedly, man.
Yeah, and I'm not going to go over because Tyler and DV pretty much hit it right on the head, but especially with what he was saying about he's not going to tackle a certain way. He wants to, have extra time with his kids or whatever. And it's just kind of like what kind of effort is he bringing into each game? Like, is he actually going 100% every time? And it's not just Slay, but who knows how that spreads throughout the locker room as well. And we need leaders on that defense. And for him to come out and say something like that, it just kind of rings a little soft. His name is Big Play Slay. We've only seen a couple big plays out of him this year. It hasn't been nearly consistent, whether that is scheme or just him himself. But yeah, you can't be out here fighting with Seth Joyner on Twitter. Joyner's still out here wiling out on Twitter on all these posts and stuff. But I don't know. You just can't let the outside noise into your head. You just got to play your style of game. But at the same time, when you go out and get beat by the 49ers like that, you got to come out and be aggressive. And especially with, AJ Brown said, we're going to see what happens this Sunday or whatever. Like, go out there and prove it. Because until then, we don't. As of right now, this team looks soft past couple weeks.
So we're gonna bring on Warren from the Eagles Collective, but before he goes, I'm gonna give you my thoughts on Darius Slay. So Slay, you're a leader. Even if you feel this way, you don't say this on your podcast. You don't say this in the locker room. You don't say this to other players on the team. You clearly feel comfortable saying this. So now I'm starting to understand why dudes are not tackling hard. Because one of the leaders, one of the OGs on the team is saying, I'm only 100. What did he say? I'm only 160 pounds or 90 pounds or whatever it was. And, I ain't going to be tackling those dudes that way. And I'm like, come on, man. Stop sounding like a soft country dude and get up in there and play football. You here to play football. If you don't want to get hit, if you don't want to hit dudes hard, retire. Let somebody else get the spot. I'm not accepting that from you. I'm calling you out specifically, Darius Slay. You're one of my favorite Eagles right now, but that's soft talk, and we don't do that in Philadelphia. So if that's how it is, when this season is over, retire if you don't want to get hit. If you don't want to tackle, stop playing the game. Let's get somebody else in here that wants to play the game. You're basically wasting a spot for somebody who wants to hit, somebody who wants to make those plays, and a whole lot of money too, and somebody who can make those same 1 or 2 picks that you get. So if you're not going to be a leader and do the other stuff, bro, kick rocks.
Facts.
We don't do that in Philadelphia. You do that somewhere else. Go back to Detroit or somewhere for that. But we don't do that in Philly, bro. All right, Warren, I think you got some noise in the background, but what's going on, man?
You might want to mute that.
Nothing much, bro. Yeah, I'm right there with y'all with Darius Slay. I kind of feel like how y'all felt. Y'all remember back in the offseason when they were trying to pick up CJ, or they were trying to decide where they want Bradbury and Slay. I guess it was either Chauncey Gardner or you can keep Bradbury and Slay. And we all really wanted Slay and Bradbury. That was kind of where I was aiming at. And it's kind of like a slap in the face now after he's talking like that. That's just my personal opinion. It sounds like he doesn't want a Super Bowl anymore. He just wants the money so he can retire. And just the way he was talking, that hurt me, bro. I'm gonna be honest with y'all. That kind of hurt me. It's like, okay, you really ain't gonna go hard for us. You just trying to get a check and dip out and just kind of retire and just move on. And that hurt me because we were really rooting for him. We wanted him to stay on the team and kind of see how far he could take us. So I think that's where I stand on that with the Slay deal. But I think they're going to come a lot harder than they did last game. They're getting called out a lot. But yeah, I appreciate y'all bringing me on the show.
All right, so we got a couple of comments here. Hop over real quick. All right, so Key says, I don't like the design QB runs. Neither do I, Key. It's a stressful 10-2, which we did talk about. Key says, blood pressure cuff, laugh out loud. I just want to see 4 quarters of great football. We're never going to see that, I don't think, from this team all year. I've resigned to the fact that it's not going to happen. I want to see it, but I don't believe it's going to happen. You know what I'm saying? All right, then Eagles Collective says they saying the team is going based off analytics the first half. They're going based off the coaches the second half. That's BS. That's BS. Them coaches can't call that. That's BS. King DV, this is our statement game. We'll see. We'll see. And then Benny Boom says Eagles football is about playing with heart and passion, ground and pound, punching and scratching, street game fighting without fear. That's Philly football. And we are not getting that right now. I agree 1,000% with that. And then Key says Jesus Slay. And then she also says that he's going to say, oh, I was leasing the tackles, bruh. Right, leading the tackles. Come on, man. 5 is not impressive. Slay is playing for a check, not a ring. Key says, I gave my Slay jersey to my son. We got a Facebook user says, go Birds. Key says it's time to get younger at QB. I mean, at cornerback. I said QB, but cornerback.
Looking
She
like
also, she also says yes, B Dog, and he E Money in the building with the Go Birds. So guys, that's a lot we could talk about, but I mean, we got a game coming up, and that's the focus, right? All this other stuff, it's gonna happen, but it's gonna be there. You know, you could check out King DV stuff. He's gonna be talking about it. Eagles Elite, you know, we talking about it. Eagles Collective gonna talk about it. You know what I'm saying? Tyler's gonna talk about it. But we all gonna talk about that. But right now, in this moment, what we should be discussing what's going to happen in this game tonight against the Arlington football team. We're going to go reverse this time. So, Wyatt, I'm going to start with you. I'm going to let you go first. Then we're going to swing all the way around. I'll still go last.
What do you think is going to happen tonight? Is that the question?
Yeah. What we going to do against Dallas tonight? What's going to really happen in this game?
We got to come out and smack them in the mouth. I mean, we got to fix the first quarter issues, especially on offense. Find some consistency, run the dang ball. We've been talking about that every single episode pretty much. And just find your open guy. That's what we've been talking about during the pregame. Is just find your open man. Give what the defense is given to you. Find that even if it's just like a dump off to your running back, take it. I mean, Jalen Hurts is just, we talk about the indecisiveness. He's just holding on to the ball a little long. Whether you got to throw it away or run, you cannot be sitting back in the pocket for like 10 seconds, dude. You got to do something, and you cannot be taking sacks like that or tripping over your feet. But the big concern, like we already mentioned, is what's Sean Desai going to do to kind of clear up the issues with the middle of the secondary there. I mean, we can't expect Shaq Leonard signing to come in and fix everything immediately. A lot of it's going to be on the scheme, but a lot of it's going to be trying to figure out how to generate pressure with that defensive line that we have. We haven't been able to generate enough pressure as we've been wanting to throughout pretty much most of the season. Yeah, we're getting sacks in here and there, mostly towards the back half of these games whenever we're starting to adjust more. We got to start figuring out ways to do that in the beginning of these games here. And one thing that we're going to be looking forward here is especially like you got to keep an eye on Dak. It seems like he's kind of running a lot more as of recently. We saw that in the first game that we played against him a couple weeks ago. I'm not saying we got to have a spy on him at all times or anything, but you got to be wary about that. They're going to take whatever's given to them as well. They've been playing really well on offensively as of recently. So, I mean, it's going to be hard. It's going to be a hard fought battle. I don't know if we're going to be able to have that blowout victory or, win by 14 points or anything like we want, but I think it's going to be a close game, but I think the Eagles are going to come out on top in Arlington.
Tyler?
It's going to be a close one, and it's going to be and realistically, it's going to be another heart attack game. The way the play calling's been this entire season, but hopefully, I'm hopeful about this. Hopefully, they run the ball more. It'll set up the pass. Run, play action. That's what I want. That's what they deserve to actually call here. Stop with this whole pass, and then just like quarterback designed runs all the time. And also, Jalen Hurts, man, calm down. Stop playing hero ball. Calm down. Stop trying to please everyone. Play your game, Jalen. Play your game. You were damn near the MVP last year. Play that way. Play your game. You are a good quarterback. I love the mindset that you have every week. That, yeah, we won the game, but who cares? Because I want more. I love the mindset from you. You just got to apply it in your play. You have to be better than what you were. Stop playing hero ball. The defense, tackle. The linebackers, they have to be better. Everybody on defense has to be better. Because last week, unacceptable. But I do think the Eagles come out on top with a win over the Cowboys, and we get the 1 seed.
That's not the end all be all for the 1 seed, man. There's a lot of football to be played left, even though it's only like a couple games left. But we win tonight. We clinched the playoffs, but it's in our favor because the Cowboys got like 3 like good games that they gotta go through, and if they lose one, then hey, they slide down. That secures the division. I know that the Ravens play San Fran as well. I'm not too concerned about the Lions because the Lions was in a dogfight the last time I checked, right? They was in a dogfight. But with Jalen Hurts, like I said, the difference between this year and last year, I think that he's overthinking too much to the point where it's hindering the team more than helping the team. He's not throwing the ball away. He's reverting back to that first full year, starting when we were praying to run the ball and Shane Steichen took over the play calling. I feel like that's the Jalen Hurts that we're getting. And it's a mixture of that and then also Brian Johnson being micromanaged, I should say, from Nick Sirianni. That's the conflict that we're facing right now as a 10-2 team. We could keep saying till we blue in the face, oh, we're 10-2, we're 10-2, but we're not happy with the 10-2 record because at the same time, these are wins that could have been losses easily. And we're looking at this team going into the season as one of those teams that, yeah, we lost the Super Bowl. But we felt like that we were the better team in the Super Bowl, regardless of what Jonathan Gannon and everything happened, everything that happened. Besides that, we were the better team in the Super Bowl. Now, on top of that, I think that Jalen Hurts would get it corrected. I don't see him losing 2 games in a row. Like everybody said, that it's going to be a close game. It's going to be one of those games that, we're going to be stressed out and trying to figure out why we doing these certain play callings. But at the end of the day, it's going to be a close game. The Cowboys have been playing great football against subpar teams. They're going to big them up and they're home, so they're 3-point favorites. Sean Desai has to, get it corrected. Get it corrected with the blitzing and everything. We blitzed so much last game where we shouldn't have because they killed us. They killed us on that. We got to know who we playing. Now, I know this game plan is tell it for the Cowboys. One thing that to look out for is Michael Parsons has an illness, so he might not be 100%. So, we can utilize that on the O-line, and hopefully, they're going to still try to move him around, but the O-line has to be ready for that. The success of Jalen Hurts falls on the running game and also that O-line protection. And then also Jalen Hurts not holding on to the ball. We got to get everybody involved. We got Dallas Goedert back. He could be either a diversion or he could be that main guy that, hey, he's going to kill you because Quinn likes to blitz. He likes to blitz a lot. So he could be that guy that's going to kill the Cowboys. On defense, all we have to worry about is CeeDee Lamb, really. CeeDee Lamb and Ferguson. Even though I don't think Ferguson is that big of a threat, but I feel like that Dak plays way better when Ferguson is having a good game. So we have to watch out for him. The running game, I'm not too concerned about it. I was at the game when Jalen Carter cried with a ski mask on. I never seen a full-grown man cry with a ski mask on, but he did. And I feel like that he's not going to take that lightly, and I think that he's going to, secure the interior of that O-line, and he's going to make it hard for them to, guard him, basically. But I really think that we're going to come out here with the victory. I'm going to be holding up a broom in my next video, and that's all to it.
Yeah. So
what you got, Warren?
Yeah, so as y'all were talking, I was thinking should I kind of separate with offense or defense, but I think I should just go as a whole, just a team as a whole's mindset. So first off, we got exposed. We got exposed last game. And the reason why I say we got exposed, meaning we got beat. We got beat. We got beat down. And with that being said, we've had nothing but trash talk to us all week about how bad we are. We're not doing this. We're not doing that. I look at it like this. We're resilient at the end of the day. And I look at the way we came back after the New York Jets loss. After that New York Jets loss, we had the Miami Dolphins. And around that time, everybody was talking up the Miami Dolphins of how fast that team was, how Tua's possibly MVP candidate, how good Tyreek was, how fast that team was. They came to Philly, and we shut that whole conversation down. I think that's the same mentality that we're going to come with on this game. of, hey, they doubting us. We play better when we're underestimated. And I think that's just what we need to expect out of this team. Yes, we're going to win games. We're going to win hard, and they're not going to be pretty. But we have to understand that when we made all these roster moves last year or in the offseason, this wasn't going to be the same team. And even Howie Roseman said that this isn't going to be the same team that we expected from last year. So I think we got a lot of rookies. They're still learning. We need to understand these rookies also learned playing against the Bills, playing against the Chiefs, playing against the 49ers. So they're getting that experience in, which is only going to help us in the playoff game. But I can definitely see us getting a victory coming into this game. Yeah, we're going to be playing in Dallas. But at the same time, Dallas did struggle against Seattle. They lost against the 49ers as well, 42-10. So there's really nothing that we are doing wrong that will hurt us against playing with Philly. Yeah, they can say, playing against the Cowboys. They say, yeah, they had 10 games against us. Yeah, they got rest. But I think we have a little bit more fight coming into this game. And they've had nothing. What's up?
No, so before not to cut you off. So the inactives for this game is Tanner McKee, Maro Ajamo,
okay,
Albert O, Sua Opeta, and last but not least, Rashad Penny.
Yeah,
Rashad Penny is not going to play, bro. I don't know why they wasted the money on this dude. They're not going to use him. I don't know why, but they're not going to use him. Let me go to the comments real quick, and then I got a couple things I'm going to say. So I hit us with a Fly Eagles Fly. Feel like we needed one in the chat. We had a Facebook user. I don't know who you are, but it says Dak going to tear up that weak secondary. Every team tears up the weak secondary. So that's not something new that you're bringing to the table. If that's all you got, have several seats. Bruce says, "You calm down, fool." What's going on, Bruce? And then Benny Boone says, "Look, I'm the OG watching the podcast. Born and raised in West Philly, grew up watching Bill Berge, Frank LeMasters, etc. The Eagles is the holy grail of the city. We demand perfection and effort." Agreed. So I started watching Buddy Ryan era. You know what I'm saying? When our defense was just ridiculous. You know, when we swarmed, like the offense wasn't that good, but we swarmed. So one thing that Warren said that I personally have a different take on is defensively, we are very different. Offensively, there's one new starter, and he don't even really start, and that's the running back, Swift. Everybody else on the offense was on the team last year. So why can't you play like you did last year? Why is it so difficult to do what you did last year? Let me say it even differently. Close to what you did last year. You see what works. You got the same head coach. You got a new coordinator. Between the coordinator and the head coach, do we have enough of a brain to figure out, oh, we did run the ball last year. Oh, we did do some things differently. Oh, we did do I-form. Oh, we did do different things. We didn't just come out in the same packages all year. That's a big concern, and that is something that can hurt us no matter who we're playing. The reason we lost to the Jets was the same putrid offense. That's why we lost to the Jets. We can say, oh, the defense, this, the defense, that. You can't continue to turn the ball over and not get points and win in the NFL. You're supposed to be a great offense. You're supposed to have 2 number ones. You're supposed to have a great running back. You're supposed to have the best line in football. You're supposed to have one of the top 5 quarterbacks in the league. Then why does the offense look the way it does? Whatever that problem is needs to go. If that's Nick Sirianni sticking his hand in it, then cut his hand off. If that's BJ not knowing what to do, then go bring in someone to help, because it's not Nick Sirianni. And the reason I've been saying, I will continue to say, it's not Sirianni. Sirianni likes to throw the ball and don't care about the run either. So don't think him calling plays, if he's not already, would be any better. We need somebody who understands to run the ball, and it doesn't seem like up to now either of those two are capable of that. So go get somebody to come in that can help you understand to run the ball. That's what we need for the offense. The defense, yeah, it's going to be difficult. Yeah, it's going to take time. But how long is it going to take? We're going to week 13, 14. Like, when are we going to start seeing something? I understand that the coordinator is different, all that, but this is not a completely new team. There's guys who was on this team last year. But when the guys that were on the team last year, in the secondary, one of them is running around talking about, oh, you know, this is not like it was back in the day. I don't want to get hurt and blah, blah, blah. That's why you don't see other guys pushing. Your rookies follow the veterans. So if your veterans are saying it's kind of crap, that's why you're not getting maximum effort out of your rookies. That sounds like something that needs to be addressed in the locker room.
Yep.
I don't want to hear you coming out no more, Darius Slay, saying nothing, no more of that trash that you said. You know what I'm saying? And all I want to see Philadelphia Eagles do tonight, turn that over, hit hard. And I want to see Jalen Hurts. I don't care. Don't look at numbers. Look at jerseys. Don't worry about who you're throwing the ball to. It could be Jack Stoll. It could be Brent Calcaterra. It could be, well, make sure it's not Quez Watkins, but anybody else it could be. And
Quez Watkins. You avoid Quez Watkins.
Yeah, Quez Watkins. Quez Watkins should be inactive, and Rashard Penny should be playing. You know what I'm saying? That's what should really be happening. But
so Julio Jones is playing tonight, right? Julio.
Yeah,
I know
like
he
Julio's
was questionable.
Playing. Yeah, but we got Julio and Zacchaeus. We don't need Quez Watkins. He can sit down, and we can put Penny in. But they care more about anything other than running the football. In order to really win this game, all jokes aside, we can say all this other stuff. Jalen Hurts has got to outplay, as far as points go, Dak Prescott. Neither one of these teams are going to run the ball enough. They're not. We can say what we want Philly to do, but what is Philly going to actually do? They're going to go out there and try to put the ball in Jalen Hurts' hands and have him throw the ball 40-plus times. That's what they think is going to win because we're 10-2. But what needs to happen is a switch up. Let's run the ball some. Let's throw some screens, but not to Julio Jones. Why are we not throwing screens to the running backs? You want to use Kenneth Don't Gainwell? Why don't you throw him a screen with a couple of blockers? Maybe he can get some yards then, right? And I know people say, oh, he had a couple of games. Well, yeah, a couple of games. We didn't play 12 games. And he's had a couple of good games. That's not acceptable. DeAndre Swift can have lots of good games. Feed that man the ball. Offensive line, do your job and block. If y'all go into Jalen Hurts and say, oh, let's not change this play, stop that. Let that man do his thing. He the quarterback. Follow your leader. That's your leader on offense. Follow him. Defense, you're going to have to figure out a way to put it together. You know where they're going to attack you. You know CeeDee Lamb is going to be the guy that they're going to use. You know he's going to put him primarily, if not all the time, in the slot. So you got to figure out a way, whether it's double team the slot. You got to figure out something to take some of this away from him. He can't just go out there and eat and get another 150, 200-yard game. That's unacceptable. It's too late in the season for that. And decide. I respect the fact that you took accountability. The only one of the coaches that took accountability. So go out and do something different, bro, and show us that the defense is going to be better because them dudes on offense, they real questionable. So, guys, before we get out of here, any final thoughts?
I want to go first.
Whoever wants to.
Go ahead.
No. I think we just need to rest our defense, and we need to, like we all been talking about, running the ball so we can just take up that clock time, and we can have our defense rest to have them ready. That's my biggest thing.
I appreciate you, Benny. Go ahead, DB. I know you got something to say.
First things first, man. I just want to know everybody, just to let everybody know that I did lose my YouTube channel. I had to restart a whole new YouTube channel. So if you please, stop what you're doing, just basically subscribe. I had a lot of subscribers. I just need my subscribers back, the viewing. So if you could please do that. Now, I'm going to say this. We about to win this ball game. You see that? We about to win this ball game. I feel like that this is going to be our get back game. I feel like that, all the judgment from local radio stations, from Brian Dawkins, Brian Dawkins even said that was a horrific tackling and aggressive session that they put on Sunday. The things that we did, I feel like that, that's going to come into fruition tonight. I feel like that, Dallas is going to get that physicality that we had against the second half of the Rams game and also the Dolphins game. They're going to feel that tonight. It's just one of those things that we gotta make the fans believe it. That's where we're at with it, because at the end of the day, like I said, all year we was talking about the offense play calling, the defensive play calling. We did not play our full fourth quarter. We didn't play a great game all four quarters. We need to see that tonight. We need to see a convincing win tonight. And I'm not talking about convincing win when we're blowing Cowboys out, even though that would be great. I'm talking about, hey, we control the game from start to finish on both sides of the ball. This is all we need. This is all we need. We get that from you guys, then we can go to Seattle. We don't know what we're going to be facing down there, but we'll be 11-2, and we control our own destiny from there. But it starts with being 1-0 this week, and it also start with the coaches getting back to playing Eagles football and not just, don't break football and don't tackle too hard or, let guys do what they will with us. No. The last time we played these guys, it was a nail biter because if Dak just threw the ball to the wide open guy that was in the left-hand corner, we would be 0-1 against these guys. We don't need a game like that. We need a game that, hey, the Eagles controlled this game. They're not going to talk. I want ESPN, Fox Sports, and all of them not to talk about us tomorrow, because when we win, they don't talk about us. When we lose, we all over headlines. I want them not to talk about us. I want us, the content creators like me, Cool, Wyatt, all of us, Tyler, Warren. I want all of us to be able to talk about our team and, hey, we swept the Cowboys. Hey, what's up next? We're going into this postseason or heading towards the postseason as the best team. Because coming into this week, we were the only 10-win team, regardless if we lost the way we lost last week. So I need us to get back to playing Eagles football. And that's all I got to say.
And spoiler alert, Dallas fans, y'all been chirping. So if and when you lose, tomorrow be on the lookout. I'm dropping some extra content just for y'all.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
Tyler, what you got for us before we get up out of here?
Now, I'm gonna bring up the Dolphins game. How did we win that game? Oh, that's right. We ran the ball down their throat that entire game with Swift. That left enough time for that defense to rest up and to play their best. Why hasn't the defense played our best? Oh yeah, that's right, because the offense keeps getting off the field prematurely because they're pass heavy. Run the damn football. Run the football. So yeah, they just got to run the football. They got to play their brand of football, hard-nosed, no nonsense. We're gonna kick your butts. We're gonna just beat you. We're the offensively, defensively, special teams. We're gonna dominate. That's our brand of football, and we have to get there. We have to get there. This has been 12 weeks of heart attack games, 2 losses that shouldn't be losses, because we have to play our brand of football, and we got to. We just got to do it. No ifs, ands, or buts.
So all I got to say is very simple. This is for all of you Arlington football team fans and Arlington football team lovers. And I did promise y'all a little something special earlier. So we're going to shout out. We're going to sign up out of here, and I'm going to give you this little tidbit that I would like for you to watch as we rolling out for the night. Fly Eagles Fly, #BeElite. Make sure you tune in to everybody's good content. If you don't know where to find it, just message me. I got you covered for everybody. And if you're not subscribed to Eagles Elite, why? That's all I got to ask you. Why? All right, good people. And I'm going to leave with this.
Here we go right now. We got a kicker with a pick.
The Indianapolis Colts have traded the 49th pick to the Philadelphia Eagles. To announce the Philadelphia Eagles selection, please welcome, from the University of Louisville, kicker David Akers.
What's up, Dallas? Kicker's trolling the Cowboys.
Last year. I like standing up here before you
representing that shield for 15 years. Tonight, I'm representing the Philadelphia Eagles, NFC East champs, divisional champs, NFC champs, and world champs. The world champs. Hey, Dallas, the last time you were in the Super Bowl, these draft picks weren't born. Tonight, we are welcomed into the Eagles
Look at Doug
family
Peterson.
with the 49th pick in the 2018 draft. The NFL would like to represent the Philadelphia Eagles, Dallas Goedert. He is the tight end from South Dakota State. Go Birds!